Welcome to The Explainer. So, have you ever felt that pull between what you truly believe is right and what everyone around you, your family, your friends, your community expects of you? Well, today we're digging into that exact feeling, drawing from Phi Theta Kappa's honors program guide to explore a conflict that's as old as time. And it all starts with a simple question. What's next? It really all boils down to this one question. This is the conflict that has, shaped entire civilizations and our own individual lives for centuries. It's that tension between your own inner compass and a world that's trying to pull you in a completely different direction.
But, before we can really dive into that conflict, we have to back up a little and understand something even more basic. How do we even think about the future? Because it turns out trying to predict what's coming, well, it's a whole lot harder than you'd think.
I mean, we've always been obsessed with what lies just around the corner. But as an essay in the guide points out, forecasting the future isn't just about spotting the next big tech trend. The real wild card in all of this, it's us. It's human nature itself.
And this is where even a mind like Nikola Tesla's hits a wall. I mean, the guy was a true genius, right? He predicted a global brain, basically the internet, and devices that fit in our pockets. But he also thought that same technology would perfect humanity and get rid of war forever. He got the what totally right, but he missed the who.
The poet T.S. Eliot had a line that just nails this idea. He said, some people have the experience, but missed the meaning. And that's it, right? Even brilliant minds can see all the potential in something new, but they completely whiff on what we, as messy, complicated humans, are actually going to do with it.
And that right there, that failure to predict ourselves, brings us right to the heart of the matter. This timeless, deeply personal conflict between what we believe in our gut and the culture that surrounds us.
Shakespeare, of course, just perfectly captured one side of this argument. To thine own self be true. It's maybe the ultimate call to action to follow your own internal compass, your conscience, above everything and everyone else. It's this incredibly powerful and very individualistic idea. So what you have here is this epic tug of war. On one side, you've got your individual conviction, that voice telling you to be true to yourself. And on the other, you have the massive pull of your culture, all the expectations from your family, your community, your country, your faith. Okay, so fast forward to today, and you can see this tension playing out in a very, very specific and honestly a very loud way. I mean, just think about it. We are absolutely swimming in this message. You see it in self-help books, on blogs, in, pretty much every Disney movie ever made. The advice is always the same. Follow your heart. Be yourself, no matter what. But that's not the whole story. A lot of faiths and many, many non-Western cultures teach something, well, kind of the opposite. Instead, the focus is all about your responsibility to the group. It's this idea that sometimes the needs of the community have to come before your own individual wants and desires. And look, this isn't just some abstract idea for a philosophy class. History is just littered with stories of what happens when real people get caught in this crossfire and choose their conscience over their culture, often at an absolutely enormous personal cost. Think about someone like Nelson Mandela. His deep conviction that all people were equal drove him to stand against the entire brutal system of apartheid. Or Martin Luther King Jr., who followed a conscience that demanded he confront injustice, and in doing so, he fundamentally changed the culture of a nation. And even in our own time, look at Malala Yousafzai. As a young girl, she defied these incredibly powerful forces for one simple, powerful conviction: the right to an education. And so recently, Mahsa Amini. Her death sparked a massive cultural firestorm, a movement fueled by the fundamental demand for personal freedom. What connects every single one of them? They all made a choice. They chose to listen to that inner voice, to their conscience, even when it meant standing pretty much alone against the immense, crushing power of cultural norms and authority. And when you see people sacrifice so much, it forces you to ask a really deep question, one that we've been asking for, well, literally thousands of years. This line from the Epic of Gilgamesh is one of the oldest pieces of writing we have. The hero, Gilgamesh, is mourning his friend, and he asks, if we all just die and turn to clay, what's the point? Why sacrifice anything at all? And that's the thing, right? This ancient conflict isn't just about famous people in history books. It brings it right to our doorstep. Because this isn't just about them. It's about our future, and it's about us.
So the source material gives us this really powerful way to think about conscience. It's not just a feeling, it's our willingness to pay the cost for what we believe. And how high a price we're willing to pay, that really depends on how we answer that question from Gilgamesh. Is there more to life than this? Or is this all there is?
So at the end of the day, it all comes down to this conflict. It's not going anywhere. It's going to define the huge crises of future generations, and it's also going to show up in these small, quiet crises of our own lives. So when that moment comes for you, and believe me, it will, when your conscience pulls you one way and your culture pulls you another, which way will you go?